Hello girlfriends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Jody and it's great to have you join me again today. So today I'm really excited to be bringing you, we're actually returning to a brand that I've done a review on before, and I'm returning because they have a new product. The brand is TRELUXE and they have a new mousse. So we are going to be getting into this. First I'm going to go over the specs and then we'll get into more details. This is the TRELUXE Soothe and Restore Curl Defining Mousse. It's supposed to provide definition, volume, and hold. It says, whip your curls into shape with our Smooth and Restore Curl Defining Mousse, formulated to provide long-lasting hold using lightweight ingredients that allow your curls or waves to be formed and free. Great for wash and goes or low manipulation for styles where fullness and definition is a must. The directions say, cleanse and condition hair and scalp. While the hair is still wet, apply 2 to 3 pumps of the Soothe and Restore Curl Defining Mousse to hands and distribute evenly from roots to ends. Allow curls to air dry or diffuse. Okay, for this review of this mousse, I'm going to be doing a split style test, which is why I have my hair parted directly in the center. And we're going to be doing the sides with both these products, the mousse and the high definition gel, but we're going to be switching up which one goes first. So on one side, I will do the mousse first and then the gel, and then on the other side, I'll do the gel first and then the mousse, because different people like to do their mousses and gels in different orders. So we're just going to see which one works best with these two products. Okay, I have my hair pretty wet and detangled, and we're just going to get into pumping this. I am just going to do one pump, and you can see it runs down pretty, it stays intact, but it does run down my hand. But I'm just going to do one pump because I'll be honest, this is not the first time I tried to film this review, and I used 2 pumps the last time, and it was definitely too much for each side of my head. So we're just doing one pump this time, trying to make sure I have it all worked in to all areas. I will brush through and do a little bit of brush styling as well, but I probably won't do that on camera. Just brushing this product through. It is very moisturizing. Like, I can feel it in my hair. I don't know if you can see that at all, see the product at all, but I can definitely feel it in my hair. It feels like I don't know how to describe it. It feels like it's just coating my strands. It feels like it's moisturizing. I have used this product before in other experiments, and I will say that it does. I've used it with how I normally use the line, using the curl cream and then the gel and then the mousse on top. I did feel like it was very moisturizing. It was almost all 3 of those products, with the amount that I used, was probably a little too much. But looking back in hindsight, I would probably just use less of the mousse. And then I also used it with just the leave-in conditioner and the gel, or I'm sorry, just the leave-in conditioner and the mousse. And those worked really well together. It probably didn't give me as much moisture as I was looking for, but the hold was spot on. So, all right, I'm going to brush style off camera, and then I will be back to do the rest of this. Okay, so I did quick brush styling of my hair, and it was a rather rushed job, so hopefully it doesn't look too bad. But I'm going in with about that much of the gel. I'm also finding that in my hands, I'm just going to use praying hands to go over what I have already brush styled. And I want to make sure I get plenty up there too. I'm just going to scrunch this in. Normally I like to flip upside down to scrunch, but because I have 2 sides that I'm working with, I really don't want to get them mixed up. So we're just going to stay on this side, and I'm going to lean heavily into my scrunching. Okay, I did just wash my hands off because I could still feel the sticky residue of the gel, and I didn't want that to affect. I guess I'm going in with more gel. Why should I have done that? Oh well. I didn't want to affect the other side, but I didn't think that through quite clearly enough. I'm going to try to go in with, I'm hoping that's the same amount. It feels about like the same amount in my hands. This gel is a very moisturizing gel as well, so this is kind of what I would consider a custard in my opinion. But this gel also, like I said, provides plenty of moisture, along with what I believe like this mousse also provides moisture. And I usually love the cast that this gel gives me. And so Last time when I was doing this experiment for the film that didn't work out for you guys, the cast was not there. And I think the reason for that might have been because I used too much mousse and maybe not enough gel. Not exactly sure. So we're going to see what we get this time. I'm just going to brush this gel through to make sure it's evenly distributed. And then I'm going to brush style this side off camera too. Okay, I have that all brush styled, and I'm going to once again just use one pump of this. Gonna emulsify that and just smooth it over. Today is just one of those days where I feel like my brush styling is not there, my brush styling game. I don't know if it's just because I was trying to do it in a hurry, or if my hair, like my sections just kept wanting to mix together for whatever reason, and wasn't thrilled about that. But oh well. Once again, I am just scrunching this in as best as I can while being in an upright position, kind of. Okay, since I have both sides of my hair applied with product, I am going to flip my hair upside down at this point and just do a wet plop for about 10-15 minutes, and then I will diffuse. I'll be back. I'll show you my results. All right, curl friends, I am back with my hair fully diffused, and I will say I have a light cast on both sides. It really feels pretty much the same. Now, this isn't the cast that I would get if I did not have the mousse as a product. As I said, usually I use the 4-in-1 what is it called? 4-in-1 Curl Supreme Hydrating Cream. I think that's it. And then I would use this high definition gel over top of that. And so usually I get a pretty strong cast. However, no cream this time. We just alternated whether we put the mousse first or the gel first. And on this side, if you'll remember, I had the mousse and then the gel. And then on this side, I had the gel, then the mousse. So I would say that this does tend to soften up the cast. But that's not always a bad thing. Like I said, I paired this with just the leave-in conditioner from the TRELUXE line, and I got fantastic hold, really. And this does have some hold agents in there. It has some PVP and some copolymers pretty high up. So I think this could, even if you don't get the cast, don't worry about it. But let's look at a few other things here. I do notice a little bit more flyaways on this side, just a little bit more halo frizz. I feel like not much. And then I haven't scrunched out the crunch, obviously, so we're going to do that. Otherwise, I don't really see too much of a difference. Last time there was much more of a dramatic difference. I had the same product order on each side as I did today, and this side was a lot longer and not as much volume, where this side had more root definition or more volume at the root and a lot shorter and piecier curls on here. So I think maybe it makes a big difference too how much you use. But we're just going to scrunch out the crunch and see what the final results looks like. I am using the TRELUXE Reflex Curl Styling Serum. I love to use this to scrunch out the crunch. I've never really heard other people talk about that, but most people seem to use it as more of like a styler. I would consider scrunching out the crunch more as like a finishing product, but I am just going to, I'll use this to scrunch out the crunch. I also really like to use this, actually, the Reflex Serum, as like a refresher in the same way that I scrunch out the crunch in many ways, but that's what I'm using about. I'm just going to flip upside down and apply this. Just smoothing it over. And then I'm going to gently scrunch. And this, I find, just adds a little extra protection, a little extra sealant ingredients, and yeah. Okay, my curls are all soft, and I am once again looking in my mirror and just trying to get a feel for what we have going on here. Now at this point, I feel like I noticed a little bit more of a difference, just ever so slightly. I'm going to kind of zoom in though for you. Hopefully that's within frame. Okay, so my thoughts overall. Oh, let's get you the underside look here. Okay, my thoughts overall on my curls. I do feel like on this side I had the mousse and then the gel, that my curls are, these are like my ideal curls, I feel like. I do feel like I have a little bit more volume on this side. And I like the way they are clumped. I have good definition. Not too big of clumps, not too small of clumps, I feel like. And they have decent elasticity, if I could grab a hold of one. So yeah, I do like my curls here. Let's see if we can get a spring back action there. Okay, good spring back. On this side, I feel like I have good elasticity as well, good spring back. I have a little bit chunkier clumps here, and I could separate this. However, a lot of times when I separate my curls, they like to find their way back together again. Not always, but a lot of times. And then if that's not the case, then it's usually because I frizzed them out. But I just feel like my curls, while I have good clumps, good definition, I just feel like they are a little bit elongated, not quite as much curl. And this isn't like a huge noticeable difference, just ever so slightly, because I don't think this side is elongated that much, but it doesn't have as much volume, I feel like. So let me know if you see those differences. Overall, I think this is a fantastic product. I really do like it. I like having the variety if I want to use a cream or a mousse. And yeah, overall, this is a really good product. Thank you, TRELUXE, for bringing this to us. This did come out around Black Friday, I believe, or maybe just shortly thereafter. It might have been that. I'm trying to remember when it was, because this was the last product I bought. I thought I was done buying products, and then I saw this. I'm like, ooh, wait, we gotta see what's coming out, and I picked it up right away. So overall, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Do you think you're interested in trying this mousse? And which side do you like better? I'd love to hear from you. And until I see you again next week, have a great day. Bye.